Last night wasn't just another debate, it was about your payslip, your grocery bill, and whether the next government can actually make life easier. The big question: will the tax promises and growth talk put more money in your pocket, or just sound nice on a stage? Quick recap: who squared off and why it mattered? Last night's economy debate put the governing JLP team, Fayval Williams, Dr. Morris Dixon, and Dr. Christopher Tufton, against the PNP team, Julian Robinson, Peter Bunting, and Kisha Anderson. It mattered because both parties used the stage to pitch direct tax relief and a vision for growth, just days before Jamaicans vote. 1. Cost of living. Inflation down, pressure still up, yes. Headline inflation has cooled into the Bank of Jamaica's 4 to 6% target band, about 3.8% in June 2025, and unemployment is at a historic low, approximately 3.3%. But if you're still feeling squeezed, you're not imagining it. Cumulative price rises from prior years, higher utility costs, and flat productivity mean everyday budgets remain tight. In short, the macro numbers look calm while household pressure stays real. With that backdrop, both parties came to the stage promising to ease the squeeze, mainly through income tax. 2. Taxes. Two big offers, one big question: how to pay for it. JLP's pitch: cut the personal income tax rate to 15% over time. It's broad, simple, and sounds great for anyone paying pay. Public comments around the campaign peg the fiscal cost in the Jamaican $25 to $30 billion range, which is significant in a tight budget. PNP's pitch: raise the income tax threshold to 3.5 million Jamaican dollars, so anyone earning at or below that pays zero income tax. This targets lower and middle-income earners who feel the cost of living bite the most. The funding test, the night's core credibility check. Economist Ralston Hyman challenged both sides to show the math, where the government will replace lost revenue without new taxes or cuts to capital spending roads, schools, hospitals. This was the debate's sharpest policy hurdle. Promises are easy. Funding is policy. The current threshold has been moving up gradually. Government communications this year outlined a path toward 2 million Jamaican dollars in stages, so both parties are essentially proposing to accelerate or reshape relief. Jamaican need to hear not just how much they'd save, but what gets trimmed or where new revenue comes from to keep the budget balanced. Tax cuts sound nice, but can Jamaica afford them and still hit debt targets? Debt, discipline, and fiscal space. Jamaica's long, painful fiscal cleanup created today's space for tax talk. Debt is projected around 68% of GDP in financial year 2025/26, with an official path to 60% by 2027/28 under the Fiscal Responsibility Framework. The IMF and Ministry of Finance both highlight debt reduction as a key achievement that must not be reversed. Translation: any big giveaway must fit inside the rules. Jamaicans should ask every candidate, if you cut taxes, how do you protect capital projects, social programs, and the debt reduction path at the same time? 3. Growth and productivity. The quiet problem behind your paycheck. The BOJ's latest outlook shows growth running around 1 to 2%, with risks on the downside, solid but not transformational. That's why experts keep hammering productivity, energy costs, and the trade deficit. Hyman again pressed the parties. How will you lower energy costs that hurt manufacturing? How do you expand exports so we're not importing $4 for everyone we export? Those are the levers that shift wages for real, not just for 1 year. So beyond tax cuts, what's the engine? SMEs, energy, and sectors that can move the needle. SMEs and financing. Both sides spoke to small business health, permit speed, cheaper credit, and market access. The debate challenge is concrete steps: e-invoicing adoption, faster approvals, and targeted export support that actually raises firm productivity, not just headlines. Energy. Jamaica's electricity cost is a competitiveness tax. Viewers should look for timelines on LNG renewables mix, grid upgrades, and efficiency programs for factories and hotels, with numbers, not slogans. Tourism and agriculture. Growth is still leaning on tourism. Resilience means better linkages to local agriculture and manufacturing, so more of the tourism dollar stays local. The BOJ's current account notes show the merchandise trade deficit remains a drag. Closing that gap is how you keep growth and the currency more stable. If you're a PAYE earner in the middle bracket, a rate cut JLP gives you something every month across your whole taxable income. If you're lower to middle income, a higher threshold, PNP, could wipe out your income tax bill entirely if your salary sits under the new line. For both, the trade-off is national. Smaller tax take means something else: delayed projects, tighter ministries, or efficiency gains that must be real, not promised. That's the heart of last night's debate. Not whether tax relief is good, but whether the plans add up while Jamaica keeps its fiscal progress intact. Jamaica Information Service. Both parties offered relief. The question is credibility. Who showed a clear pathway to fund it without slowing growth or denting the debt trajectory? Jamaica has worked too hard to get debt down and inflation stable to gamble on unfunded promises. Before you vote, ask for the spreadsheets, not just the slogans.